Every time I start recording, every single time, I always get that tickle. It just gets me just right in the little my nodes, all up in those nodes. So, season 4 showing up to Smite in the near future. A lot of change is gonna happen, is what they keep saying. Already, they've released a Donkey Kong skin for Raijin. Been waiting for it. He runs on barrels. It's like a dead. Come on. How hard was that going to be? How much of a stretch is Donkey Kong? I've been saying it for some amount of time. I don't know. So everybody who has an opinion is giving theirs right now on Smite. And I thought, why not mine? Why not mine? I think Nike's great. I think Agni's great. Amusin Cobb, he's good. Amusin Cobb's got it going on. Puck is very powerful. But I will say, I do think that his strand of zombies, ult, I think that leaves the battlefield when he dies. I don't think that the corpses should have a lifetime. I think that they should be there forever. I think the corpses should be exactly like an Amusin Cobb beehive. You could destroy it, or you could let it stay there and potentially get you killed later. That is up to you. I think that if an Amusin Cobb wants to just unload a bunch of abilities in a corner of some random area, that's on you if you let that happen. I like Amusin Cobb. I like Puck. I like Amusin Cobb, but that's not what I meant, obviously. Amaterasu, I'd say, is good. The only thing I could say that on her maybe might need is if Desert Fury was a stim for auto attacks, because on her is not that great in my opinion, which is just my opinion, so attack me all you want in the comment section after this, but I don't think that on her. I think that he could use it as an auto attack. The next 8 strikes are super quick, but you could just go 8 basic attacks that pass through everything, that shoot super fast. If you hold it, you still get na, but you don't need it. Desert Fury's individual attacks are lower than your basics. I mean, I think so. Anyways, I'm pretty sure I could hit higher than a 160 with him. I don't believe that these can crit. He's immune to crowd control for the duration. So give him, within the next 5 seconds, you could shoot 8 spears. Anubis is bonkers. If you think Anubis is bad, if you think Anubis needs work, then you're wrong, period. This is not my opinion. Anubis is amazing. Ao Kuang is better. As good as Anubis is, as little work as Anubis needs, I will say that the King of the Eastern Seas should be able to strike straight down. It can't. You do it at an angle. If he comes up and whatever and hits a guy and you don't want to die immediately but you're low on health, stay directly beneath Ao Kuang. You're fine. He can't hit you. When he lands, he'll kill you. That's Ao Kuang. He does so much damage. Ooh. Ao Kuang. Apollo is incredible. Apollo needs no work. Apollo is a powerhouse. He does it all. My controller disconnected and I don't even care because Apollo... Damn it. This one's going to take some editing to get a lot of garbage parts that nobody cares about out of the way. My batteries are still dying. Why? Arachne, I don't think she needs work. I think Nightcrawler takes 0 time to get ready. You're just like, oh, I don't want to take damage. I guess I'm not going to. This is that day we live in when I have to get up for any reason. But I will be right back. Arachne is so good. Arachne needs no work. Ares should be able to shoot chains while the fire is going. You should be able to do both abilities, because you have to go chains, 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 now fire. If you do it the other way around, you can't, because you'll just go fire. Oh, I'm dumb. Now chains, chains, chains. I mean, it doesn't even say he gets a movement speed penalty, but he totally, without a doubt, does get a huge movement speed penalty. So 2 things. I think that all of his moves should be able to be done while he's doing other moves. I feel like even with no escape, you should be able to just get him with another one. You know, I like the idea of no escape. His like her and everything, not necessary. I feel like there'd be a lot more people that would play Ares, who is a pivotal point in a lot of team fights. I mean, Ares and you name it, as far as power mages, and it's just, ooh, it's delicious. I love players that are good at Ares, because I'm a good Zeus, I'm a good Kukulkan, I'm a good lot of gods that love having an Ares. I don't think Artemis needs work. I think Artemis is amazing. The only thing Athena needs is a better targeting system to choose a god on the battlefield. If it was a UAV inbound, Call of Duty, here's the map, I'm going to choose a head, and I'm going to bring this back up when I get to Neith, because she needs it too. That's all. But honestly, that needs to be an option for characters that have nearly global, if not global, ults. They need to have a way that you could target based on full map. And that's all on your own discretion. I'm gonna actually bring up League of Legends, because Ziggs, his ult, if I'm not mistaken, used to be that you could click it on the mini-map and you would get the distances and you'd be like, oh, that's where I want to use it. Okay, cool. Vulcan needs that, in my opinion. I think Vulcan, you know, because depth perception is a little difficult on this game. I'm not trying to say to make it easier for anybody on any of these gods, but there's plenty of times where I'm like, all right, gonna jump in, let's do some Athena action. Oh, I went 2 inches in front of me because Fenrir decided to jump in my way at the last second, instead of saving the life of the Hercules that's getting team fought. I've been there enough that I feel like it should not be an issue. I don't think that this ult should be dependent on, hey, allies, get out of the way really quick. I'm trying to save somebody's life. You're a guardian. You should always have life-saving as your primary, you know, it should not be hard to do your job. And I feel like that would make it a little easier. A Wheelix is good. I don't know if I care for Bacchus's passive. I think Belch of the Gods is the only one that gets any kind of benefit off of Chug. Chug should give a small amount of health. Chug should give health instead of, I mean, protections are cool, but, I mean, it makes more sense to me that Bacchus would be like, yeah, alright, you know, whatever. It should keep him in the battlefield being Liquid Courage. Bacchusar is good. I don't believe you lose any of the minions that you eat on Eat Minion when you die. Regurgitate's good because you can almost Bastet Cat somebody. Speaking of which, the cats, I don't know if they should die when Bastet dies. Is that fair? I don't feel like anybody's pets should die on the death of the god. Other than Scotty and Erlang Shen. I could understand those ones. Especially Erlang Shen. Erlang Shen's dog should go away when he goes away. Because that's always there. Scotty's dog maybe should keep going. Because you can just kill it fairly easily. The cats are very good. I'm not trying to say they're bad. The fact that they slow is ridiculous, in my opinion. I think you should just be able to run away from the cats. I think the cats should have an increased movement speed, but you should be able to just jump away and you're fine and whatever. Bellona is perfect, and you could do the entire game in Bludgeon. You could just go big hammer and win every single team fight. If anything, she needs more of an incentive on Shield Bash. Because the current Shield Bash running incentive, nobody cares. Nobody uses Shield Bash. They use it to get to the fight, and then they quickly swap to either whip or hammer, depending on their situation. Shield Bash is garbage. It's a dash that's attached to garbage. Don't change Kabrakan. Don't change anything about this god. This god is perfect. Oh, you could kill any other god in 3 hits. I've killed every other god in 3 hits. This god is so overpowered. Oh man, I would get on my knees if the camera could reach. He's in here. He's in all of us. They're gonna change him. They definitely should change him. Camazotz is good. I am bad with Camazotz. Chalk is good. Chalk is super duper fun. Chang'e is very good. I think Chiron's good. I would say that maybe his heals should be based on your power. Maybe. Something like 5%. Maybe. Let's let rewind happen instantly, huh? I've seen far too many ultra premature rewinds, and I've also seen a lot of I'm attempting to rewind and I died before that. He's the god of time and he's gotta wait. No complaints on Cupid. He is amazing. I'm a very bad Erlang Shen player. I don't get him. And he's kind of in a niche role where you have to build him tanky. I don't like that. I don't like gods that you have to build a certain way. Fafnir. I don't even know what to say about this god. His things do damage. It doesn't make sense. Draconic Corruption should proc items. Him turning into a dragon should be the exact reason why you have to go. The transformation into dragon should be close to instant. And he's just going forever. And then, to top it off, but not only do you have to wait a crazy amount of time before you can actually start living that dragon life, y'all. When it ends, you're stuck going, oh, I'm going back into a little guy, and you're able to get hit. Effectively stunned myself. I want to say Fenrir's good. I do think Ragnarok, you should be able to, if you have a character in your mouth, do a basic attack that hurts the character in your mouth as well as one in front of you. Or even just the character in your mouth. Because too often do I see Fenrirs that are like, well, I got the guy, now what? Is that too powerful? Write in the comments. I don't know. If you have crazy gameplay, you know, send me a video. I don't care. I'll comment over it. I'll tell you, you know, I tell it like it is. If you play good, I'd like to see it. I don't like how Banish stops anyone from being able to make contact with that enemy. That one's weird for me. In the hands of a player that maybe not that great, it's a huge detriment to your whole team. I've seen Vulcan ults coming from max distance miss because of a Banish. I like Geb. I don't play Geb. I see people play him and I like that. I wouldn't play him because I don't like his moveset. But I get where he fits in Smite universe. I've been so sad with what they've... Because Guan Yu, I come from Dynasty Warriors. That's my jams. Guan Yu never did nothing to you. Unless, of course, you were from the Wei or the Wu armies, then Guan Yu did a lot to you. And Guan Yu would be sorry if he knew that this was his punishment, that they were going to make a crappy Smite character out of him. I see a lot of pros play Guan Yu, and I think that's why they don't change him. Hades. Hades. He's good. The only thing they need to change, the only one thing they need to change is stop calling this a leap. This is not a leap. How can a Walix grab you from underground? I don't like that. Nobody that plays Hades likes that. It's not a leap. Call it a tunnel. Dig dug. Ground. Unning. Call it floor shenanigans. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. He puts suckers in fear. That's literally what he does. I mean, that's a fact. Hebo is too good. If you could just hit things with your abilities, you win the game. That's how you play Hebo. Oh, water spell. Oh, shotgun arms. Oh, I'm a wave now. And you win the game. At the end, it says, victory! Obviously. Hell is amazing. If we're going to do anything to Hell at all, because the only thing I can think of is make this more juicy. I don't put this skill on until I absolutely have to. Just to show you I'm not joking. This is how you build Hell. There will be no discussion. That's how you do it. If you look at the damage that Repulse does, it is literally repulsive. That's why they call it that. That damage is huge. But that damage is huge. This damage, pretty good. It hits less things. But Repulse is an area of 30. 30 units of thing. 30. It goes 30 pony points wide. Because I don't know what units they go by. Sometimes it's meters. So they're pony points. They're all pony points. Give me a reason to do Hinder and Cleanse, and I will do it. In my last game with her, I went 10-4. Watch that video. It's a good one. Give this character more mana, actually. This character is the only one that I run out of mana consistently, all the way up to level 20 and beyond kind of stuff. Like, super late game, finish build, I'll still find myself running out of mana. I rock max cooldown, because why wouldn't you? I'm throwing rocks for days. I'm mitigating wounds for days. Huoyi got hurt when they changed his dive bomb. Huoyi's dive bomb used to be a nice little Liu Kang kick into drop. And I liked it. It was so powerful. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? And now it's not as good at all. Huoyi was my first, would have been pentakill. I lost the last kill to my roommate, who did the final hit on the first guy. So I didn't even know it was a penta waiting. And then I proceeded to get a quadra kill on my own, chasing down people. Hasten Fatalis. It was on Assault. I didn't even know how to play the guy. And I got my quadra kill, and I did all the work on the first guy. But I didn't know that that was going to give me a penta, and it was too little too late as far as information. What does Sun Touched do after taking a critical hit? Huoyi can't be critically hit again for 3 seconds. Yeah, Huoyi's good. He's good. I don't know. I'd like to complain about him, but it's too hard to because he's good. I don't think he needs work. If anything, I liked the old dive bomb. Am I super sad that it's different? No. It does good damage. If they're going to let him be able to run around wherever he wants to, they have to scale down the damage. And nobody wants that, so Huoyi's fine. Hunbot's already getting like, what's this? There's a Hydra's Lament? Is that what it's called? Yeah, he already gets. So he's got a built-in item on the character itself. I like that. Sacred Monkey's a little weird. It's not bad, it's just weird. I would like it. After it bounced on everybody, it only marked the enemy god that had the lowest percentage of health. Then it would be cool because then you're like, oh, throw it into a crowd. It bounced, stuck on the guy with the lowest health out of all the bounces, and then it would be the greatest teleport, most bang for your buck. So maybe I'm just looking for a little bit more reliability out of the move. Susanna O is who comes to mind. I would say that you had to hit something with Sacred Monkey, and I would also say that it has to be an enemy god that you teleport to. So I'd put some terms and conditions. I appreciate a good Isis. I like the god. If I had to say anything at all, and even then, it's not fair, I would say that Circle of Protection should give like a 10% slow. Does she need it? No. I thought that this was a blanket effect that happened to all gods. And maybe that's what the change needs to be, actually. Maybe I would be okay if the change was all allied gods get... Yeah, it's just 20 and 20. It's not like it's so much. It's not like it's overbearingly large. And she loses all of the stacks on death. This should be global. This should be global. Nike's is global. This should be global. Nike's does not ever go away. Yep. I'm going to stick with that. That's the change that ISIS needs. This should be global, and it actually should, I would say 20 stacks, but maybe that's too much. 40 and 40, that sounds like a lot now. 20 and 20 does not sound like a lot. Yeah, it should just be global, and that's it. That's where she's at. Izanami is real good. Izanami, her only downside is Fade Away is not a leap. You're underground. We've been through this, Hades. As well as it takes a long time to start it. She takes the 2 little spear thingies that she's got. She just digs her way down and then goes forward. Is that unfair? Well, she is very potent, super powerful. She'll kill almost instantly. Her slow is incredible. And she gets a dash that later turns her invisible. So no, I don't think it's unfair that you have to wait to get to teleport forward. It's not a leap, though. Don't call it a leap. That's not okay. I have a hard time saying anything about Janice, because I like Janice. I think Janice is very powerful. I want to say that his ult needs something. I just don't know what it is, and I don't know if it would be unfair if he had something. The only thing that I would say, just because I don't know, why do they word it this? Portal into every surface it encounters within range 500. But later it goes to say the distance scaling does 200% of your magical power at distances greater than 800. So am I to believe that after a certain point it stops making portals and starts doing crazy damage? Is that what it is? Also, is the damage scaling only going to do 50% damage at 200 distance? 200 pony points? Because if that's the case, then you need to reach at least 400 pony points just to be able to hit the damage it says it does. Or is it that 400 pony points, does it do 100% additional damage of your magical power? It does the damage, and then depending on how far it is, it does an additional damage. So depending on how I'm reading this and what's true about it, it may or may not need work. Jingwei's Rapid Reincarnation is an incredible ability. I don't think she needs work. I just don't think I like the god as much as I wish I did. Ever since they changed how Mark for Death worked, she does not need any work. It would always mark for death me on Ymir, and I would just be stuck. It's not going to happen. This is a waste of the rest of the game now. I hope that something eventually kills Ymir. Now it's, oh no, after I choose a guy to die, that person's gonna die. Or you could always pick the risky guy that always wants to just be crazy, alright, and then die. If Khepri had any work done to him, I would say that his passive fortitude should not be 20 pony points, but it should be 70, because that's the maximum distance in which he could still be an effective fighter. He already has the clause that it's going to work much slower if he is in combat. I just think that that radius is too tight for such a huge-ass character. And I literally mean that, because I've been walking like, oh, I gotta stay next to him to get the shield, and just bumping into that huge bug butt. Yeah, that hug bug butt. It gets in the way of everything. And, yeah, I don't think that it needs to be... I think that it needs to be a much higher radius to get the benefit of fortitude. Kukulkan doesn't need any work. The only thing I would like to see in Kumbhakarna is if you got a 45-degree arc in front of you, 3 pony points deep, where you got to slam into enemy minions, and everything in the slam would go flying. You should be able to knock back entire waves if that's the case. When archers line up sideways, on first hit, you should stop, bounce everything. That's all I'm asking for. 45-degree arc, 3 pony points deep. Loki's good. Loki does not need anything. You tell me that that icon is not literally the hilt of his weapon going out or in, depending on how you want to look at a butthole. That is a destroyed butthole, which is exactly what Loki leaves in his wake. Don't tell me that's anything else. And if you thought it was something else, you know now. Oh, it's smoke. Is it? Is it? That's a butthole. I know a butthole when I see one. Allies should not be able to destroy a Medusa statue. That's the only thing she needs. But she needs it desperately. It's a statue that I made, and I need it because if I do acid spray on it, it's cool because it oh, you already destroyed it. Okay. Never mind. Mercury's done. So Nisha is interesting because can every skin just look like Fire Lord? Can we stop this? What is this? I mean, was Nisha an avid crossdresser? If so, I'll drop it. But Nisha does not look like a guy in any of these, except for this one. They even had to open his shirt up, like, yeah, no, my tits are, I'm dude tits. Like, that's, they won't censor him if I show nip. Like, dude, come on. That's where he needs the change. It seems like he's okay. He's got everything put together, whatever, as far as all that stuff. Just change the artwork. You already upgraded him, and they made him look even worse. Like, is it a guy? Is it? Neith. I already talked about it. Neith needs a grid where she could see the whole map, and you could just, oh, I could choose what god I want to hit. If the shot gets body blocked, perfect. You know, helping a brother out, whatever. But Neith should not have to accidentally target something with more health. Neith should be able to target the weak guy. and maybe it gets body blocked. That's fine. I've seen plenty of Nemesi get in, mess around with everybody, bother the whole team, and get out with no problem. Nemesis is done. I don't know if Nox needs any work. I still see her get a lot of gameplay, which doesn't mean she's good. She could have fault and still get gameplay. 4 stacks at 3% each. That's a number that I don't know because I'm bad at math. 16% is huge, actually. New Wa is done. Odin, my boy, I love Odin so much. And then when I found out, I was like, wait, they changed Path to Valhalla? How stupid is that? No. They put Ring of Spears all in one nice little, just delicious... Oh my goodness. And then they gave him Path to Valhalla on top of that. I didn't know about this. Every once in a while, my dude would just be golden and cool looking, and I'd be like, why? I don't care. Whatever. I don't seem to be dying because of this. That's cool. Oh, bird bombs. Bird bombs everywhere. I love... Odins are just so good. I would like to say that he needs a smaller cooldown on something. He doesn't. I can't justify any changes on him. He's great. Osiris is super tanky. Sickle Strike only having a 5-second cooldown. It's not a Hebo, don't get me wrong, but still, to just launch Sickles and then Judgment. I like Osiris. I like Osiris a lot. I will look everyone straight in the face and tell you, I don't like Poseidon. I don't know what he needs. He needs it bad. How are you gonna have a god whose entire thing is, I'll occasionally do a title surge. There's one of my whirlpools. Really just waiting for Kraken. You know how many Poseidons I see that are really just waiting for Kraken? Freya is a great basic attack mage. Okwang is an exceptional basic attack mage. Poseidon he's in the game. He's a playable god in Smite. Throw it in the comments. Tell me that Poseidon's the best god and I don't know shit. Ra is beautiful. Ra's passive, the speed of light, is amazing. I will Ra America everybody. I miss most of the time because his ult is very, very tiny as far as lines go. It's not a Ragin, that's for damn sure. I like Ra. Ra's great. Ragin is incredibly powerful. When he Voltrons into the hammers, or into the drum kit, taunt, fear, or taunt damage, Donkey Kong. And it's called Drums Out, because they mean dicks out. Rama's good too. So you're just going, yeah. Just when I see the word Ratatosker, it makes me mad. He is too powerful. Ratatosker could go toe-to-toe with anybody, and he does it looking adorable and making me want to stab him in the face. I like Ravana. They did Chain of Blows. They completely changed it. I don't know if it needs to be 8 to get the combo chain to go off, especially if it can stack, especially if it's only 5%. If it's going to be 8, make it 8%. Make it 10%. You know, make it worthwhile. Give that shield a little pump, little couple... Come on now, something. Scylla's good. I can't speak to Circuit because I'm not good with her at all. I don't really get the character. I've seen very good ones. I'm not one of them. Scotty is incredible. Scotty needs no work. Sobek's done. Sobek is great. I don't like Soul. I thought I liked Soul. I thought I really, really liked Soul. But she's just not the best, and I don't know what she needs. She could just turn into a little Navi and then make her way out. And she just becomes incorporeal. What's the word? Corporeal. I don't know why people like to play Sun Wukong that are not people that should play Smite. I don't think this god is bad. I think that the people that choose to play him are not that great. And it sounds really, messed up to say. Because his abilities on paper look great. And we have Susanoo, the god with 1,000,000 attacks. This god's got a kit and a half. He's got pulls and slows and CC everywhere. He's got a teleport. He's got a lot of stuff going on. I think he's pretty much done. I just wish that Wisps did damage to enemy minions. Because it says everyone. I wish they weren't lying is really what it comes down to. Terra's good for just almost any role. Plus she's thick. That's somehow a benefit. It does add up. Thanatos is one of my favorite gods in the game. Thanatos is so fun. And I don't play Thanatos like a lot of people do. Two people are in the middle of a fight, and one person has it covered. And before the last arrow shoots off, Thanatos comes down and gets the kill. It's like, dudes, you could have used that elsewhere. Thor is super fun. I love fighting with Thor. I like fighting Thors. Mirror matching is even fun. Thor brings a lot of zest to the battlefield. I appreciate that. I love when your berserker's barraging somebody and all the enemies come in to try to help that person. But really it just does more harm because Warrior's Madness starts just getting bigger and bigger for you. Yes. Thor is fun. This god makes me want to call Ra Thoth 2.0. I don't like him. His basics after passing through Glyph of Pain when you have him buffed does no extra damage to towers. His Final Judgment takes kind of a long time to go off for not really going that far. Dead Reckoning just isn't really good. I don't see the benefit of this god. It could be that I'm just garbage. Put it in the comments. Okay, so I'm not good with tier, but I've seen enough tiers win the entire battle single-handedly to lead me to believe he doesn't need any work. I think he's good. I think Ullr's got enough glory on his side. His kit's pretty good. He's got the whole hell thing going on where I don't really have an ult, but I do have a lot of moves that I can keep cycling through. Yeah, it's fun. Oh man, baby. What do you need? What do you need to be good? Colossal Fury needs to either allow you to use abilities. I just feel like I'm so slow. Give him a better radius, maybe? I don't know. I don't think he needs radius. I think he just needs maybe a movement speed increase. I mean, in 2 steps, he encompassed the distance of everything. But I can't get across the arena map before turning back into a little guy. Fit to the lore, but he is creepy. And somehow that gives bonus. Vulcan, I love Vulcan. Either give him more than one turret, or make it so that the minions don't deal additional damage to the turret. What is that about? The Inferno Cannon takes 50% additional damage from non-god sources. Why? What determines the health of the Inferno Cannon for that matter? I need more stats. I need something that's going to really help me out with this one. I either want one good one that lasts forever, or 2. And for that matter, maybe I'm getting a little League of Legends-y. The turrets should heal over time. It should be that I could keep it at a turret, at a base, at whatever, and after it kills off a line, it should be nearly dead. But by the time the next line shows up, it should be at half health. I don't think that's unfair. Xbalanque does not need any work at all. Xbalanque is perfect. He's in fact probably too strong. Jing Chan takes a really long time to get Whirlwind of Rage and Steel going. He takes a very, very long time to do that. If anything, and this is unconfirmed anyways, I feel like Jing Chan should be able to throw enemies over walls. If he can, leave it in the comments below. I want to know this. Because, man, if you could throw over walls, you could throw them into your base if they're dumb enough, like an arena. Ymir is done. If Ymir needs one thing this year, it's stop giving him costumes. That's the change that they need with Ymir. I mean, you've got pages on pages. He made it to page 3. Give him a trophy and he's done. Just stop with the costumes. He's got limiteds and exclusives and a bunch of both of those. He's done, doesn't need any more. We're done here. Let's just, you gave him 2 Twitch costumes. Is that necessary? Like, ooh, but this one's got a little crown, so really it's just premium. Like, come on now. We're done with Ymir. The 2017 resolution, stop with Ymir.
Zeus wants you.
Oh, I love Zeus so much. If I had to say anything needs work, it would only be that if a basic attack goes within the circle of Aegis Assault, it skews and makes it hit Aegis Assault. I don't know how many times there's been one minion that took the hit instead of the shield. Or if maybe the shield, when Chain Lightning hit the shield, it would make 2 Chain Lightnings that would bounce around. That's a thing. Aegis Assault's a good idea. I get where they were going with it, but there's a lot of things that they could be doing. Because Aegis Assault used to be a shield that you'd put on yourself. It would give a little bit of protections. If anybody hit you with a basic attack, they would get a static charge. And I think it would increase your movement speed. So now you don't have any form of giving the enemies additional static charges. So make Chain Lightning split. Like I said, throw a basic attack in the Aegis Lightning circle. It automatically gets sucked into Aegis Lightning and then does the blanket damage. I'm not sure if it's overpowering. Zeus is very powerful. The last god, the one that needs the most work. Zhong Kuei. Ladies and gentlemen. Perfect god. He's got so much in that toolkit, and they need the slightest alterations to make him grand. Either they make Expose Evil and Exorcism less than 10 seconds, make them both 8 seconds. Because if you want to deal damage, you do Exorcism first. That way you get out the base damage of that, and you get all of Expose Evil to tick away, and they just die. Because the tick damage on here is huge, plus a slow, which allows you to continue fighting them. That's great. But if you want to get stacks, you have to do Expose Evil first, and then Exorcism, which only allows only 40%. That's such a low number. If it was the remaining damage is done instantly, I would not be complaining, because then it would be way too good and the 10 seconds would be justified. Either make it lower, and I'm talking like Kibo low, 6 seconds. Can we make it 6 seconds so that with max cooldown you can get it down to, what, 4 almost-ish, whatever? So that's one way I think you could fix them. Another way, which is a little more innovative, and I know that the guys from Smite keep saying, oh, we're going to do a lot of different things. We're going to do a lot of never-before-seen things. Here's one for you. Make the bag open and close for a cost of, let's say, 100. You can open it and close it for 100. As many times as you want, or put like a second on it or something, or 5 seconds, and have it a toggle alt. I'll let you sit on that one for a while. Demons won't leave the bag, even if it's open, unless there's an enemy god there. You can close the bag, or keep it open. Just know that you're losing your protections as long as it's open, and you're able to just keep doing damage as long as you could keep getting more and more stacks. Because the fact that you fill the bag to 20, you do recall demons, even if you're only hitting one guy, it'll only hit him for the duration of the bag being open, which I think is 5 seconds. It's actually probably 4. And so the 4 spirits leave and hit that one guy. You have 16 stacks left, and you lose all of them. How is that fair? If the bag is open, it should only release spirits when it can, and I shouldn't just lose the rest of them. That's ridiculous. Make his ult a toggle. I guarantee you'll see more Zhong Kuei play. Because I don't see it. I don't see anybody ever play this god, and I love him. I like his costumes. I ghost busted up. He's a good god, and he's a lot of fun to play. Just make his ult a toggle. People will jump on that. Oh my goodness, people will jump on that like crazy. That is what this god needs, period. But that's my assumption on just gods. That's all I want to really give. I don't care about the maps, whatever. I wish there was more. The items, whatever, I wish there was more. The relics are changing, and I'm kind of glad about that. They're going to have level up relics that cost 500 after you get the base one for free, and then the level up costs money, which is going to do the same thing a little bit better, though. I'm looking forward to that. That's interesting to me. Otherwise, I mean, that's my assumptions for what it's worth. If you enjoyed this video, like it. It's been a long one. You stuck with me and my assumption on every god, coming from a guy that loves building glass cannons. If you are an avid Smite player, let's play one day. I don't care. That sounds good. We are in the Lords of Awesome. If you join, you get that very awesome Hades avatar from the Escape. After I got it, I thought that everybody else should have it if they want it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for doing what you do and being yourself and whatever, and positive message and all that other stuff. I can't find my coffee, so now I'm panicking, and I'm gonna go and try to find that. But yeah, later.